drag it on over. Move it on over. Move over, old dog, cause a new dog.
Hank Williams is an American country music legend, no doubt about it. His influence still felt in the world of music more than 50 years after his death. But it was his life that was so interesting. His hit songs include Moving On Over, like you just heard, Hey Good Looking, and I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry. But during his career, he recorded 35 top 10 hits. 11 of them hit #1 in the Billboard charts, and he did it all before his death at the age of 29. Now, his life story getting the big screen treatment. Check out a clip.
Damn, that baby of mine wouldn't let me in, so move it on over. Move it on over. Move it on over. Move over, little dog, cause the big dog's moving in. She changed the lock on our front door, and my door key don't fit no more, so get it on over. Move it on over. Scoot it on over.
British actor Tom Hiddleston bringing Williams to life in the new movie. The movie is called I Saw the Light. And this morning, he, along with the director of the film, Mark Abraham, sitting down with Kevin live in the loft. We said sitting, but they may be dancing at some point as well, because they're already working on their two-step this morning.
Yeah, and I'm not a dancer at all, but our producer was wondering, can you teach me the two-step? So what were you doing just now? Like, can you give me an idea of how you did that?
Well, when I was training in Nashville with Rodney Crowell, he insisted that when you play this music, and when Hank used to play this music, it was the reason it was so upbeat was that people wanted to two-step to it, and that was the dance of the 40s and 50s. So, I mean, a two-step is.
What is the art? Show me the art to this real quick. All right, show me the art to the two-step.
Can we have a little Hank?
Yeah,
can we have a little background, Hank?
Here we go. All right.
Okay. So you start on the left,
okay,
as if you're holding a lady, and you take 2 steps to the right and 1 to the left. 3, 2, 1. Hang on.
Baby.
I like that. That's pretty amazing. Dude, you nail it. And you also look amazing in a suit, and I look like a nerd.
I need a lady to dance.
Hey, Holly, come over here. Holly, come over here. Yeah. I'm not going to hold Tom Hiddleston. Yeah, come on in.
Okay.
Here we go.
So let's crank up the music a little bit.
Come along with me. Say, hey, good looking.
Every girl in the building is flipping out right now.
You got cooking.
Oh, I got it. Let's do it again. Wait.
Okay.
2-step. Here we go. Ready? Yeah.
Take a while.
That is amazing.
That's it.
Just keep looking in my eyes. It's okay.
Mark, how you doing, buddy? Good. It's good to see you.
Go ahead. Talk about the movie.
There we go.
This is amazing.
You got it.
We got it. I'm available later. No. Okay, I'll let you talk about the movie.
Okay.
My turn.
Okay, so anyway, that's why Hank's music was so upbeat, so people could dance to two-step to it. Thank you, my lady.
Holly.
Thank you.
Holly's awesome. Hey, it's good to see you guys.
Good to see you
Congratulations to you both in the film, obviously. And one thing I found fascinating is you're from London. Hank Williams was from Alabama.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, as you sing and talk in his accent, is it harder to sing in an American accent or talk in an American accent?
I think actually it was sort of a challenge both ways in a way. I think there's something about American music and you know, even the Beatles and the Stones used to sing in an American accent, so we're sort of used to singing the very sort of essence of rock and roll as it came from blues. So Europeans are used to singing in American, but it was actually about changing my rhythm, strangely, and occasionally like trying to get the vowel sounds right. Like I always used to struggle with can't. Because I say
Can't?
Well, it was in the way Hank said it was I can't help it if I'm still in love with you. It was I loved it. I loved all the singing and all the playing. To be honest, it was fun.
Now, Mark, obviously he's singing and playing in real life, and I'm wondering, as a director, I was just asking you this before. It's not live in the film? Is it recorded, and how do you do it? How are you directing Tom when he's singing and playing live?
Well, there are a couple of instances in terms of the movie where he's actually singing live. For instance, in Your Cheating Heart, he's singing live. When he and Elizabeth Olsen are cradling the baby and they're singing I Saw the Light, that's live. When you're doing a concert footage, you can't actually shoot it live unless you have 40 cameras because you can't cut it together. So Tom did all the singing, then he gets up there and he sings to his own playback, but he's singing. He has to sing because you can see it in what he puts forth and the energy that's going out. So he's actually singing it, but he's singing it to so he's consistently in the same beat, so we can cut.
Yeah. So what we did is when we did the concert tracks, and because of the necessity for Mark in putting the sequences together, you have to cut from a wide shot, which holds right back behind the audience, to a close-up, to some close-ups of maybe fingers strumming the guitar. And in order to maintain the consistency of a singular track, we had to pre-record it. But then come the hour, I have to completely commit to the concert performance. Because actually singing is such a physical thing, and you can see, you know, when I used to watch Hank sing, you can see
his throat.
Yeah, the veins in his neck. Yeah. So I had to sing it live as much as anything.
Yeah, it was interesting to me because he passed away when he was 29 years old, unfortunate. And
young.
He's very young, incredibly young, but obviously look at the impact he had on music.
Yeah.
And a fan tweeted us before the show today asking if you could speak to Hank today after playing him, what would you want to say to him? What would you like to talk to him about if you could?
I think I just tried to get him to slow down. I think he got lost in, you know, he lived at such a pitch of intensity, and his life happened to him so fast. He became a star so quickly, and he wasn't surrounded by anyone who could keep him grounded. A lot of people tried to take advantage of him. Opportunists and cynics and people who wanted to sort of make a quick buck, and he fell victim to all the temptations of fame in the early 40s, the late 40s, early 50s. He struggled with alcohol and prescription drugs, and I think I just would try and get him to slow down, to sort of to take pleasure in the simple things, which I think he lost sight of towards the end of his life.
So I'm a big nerd about filmmaking. You've produced some of the best movies ever made. Children of Men, I still can't get over Lubezki's shot in that movie when the car's coming down the hill. I'm always a big fan of how movies are made, and the thing that nerds me out the most, I get nerd tears, I get so geeked out, is the scene in Avengers when Hulk does the puny god moment and he flips you around.
Yeah.
I know it's digital, but are you doing anything for that moment?
Oh,
what did that look like when you were with Hulk?
Well, he wasn't there. You know, he was being moody in his trailer.
Mark Ruffalo.
Well, Mark Ruffalo and his alter ego, wherever he was in the CGI palace at ILM in San Francisco. So it was really just me and Joss Whedon on the set that day, and I'd seen a sort of pre-visualized sequence, an animated sequence of how he wanted it to look, and Joss said, "So Tom, I've got there's the set deck guys to dig out some trenches in the set, and what I need you to just sort of jump into them, to fall into them, and for it to be very painful. So this is going to be a crazy day at work, but do your worst." And it was one of the most surreal experiences I've ever had as an actor, where I would sort of do a Frosby flop, like a high jumper, into these trenches dug out of the set. Yeah. We laughed a lot that day, he and I. It was a very funny day.
Before we let you go, I know you were on Kimmel. He mentioned the James Bond thing. I know you've been going to ask that a million times. I would love to see you as Bond. You or Idris Elba. Everybody, there's so many great different people who can play Bond. But because I want to see you as Bond so much, I got you a James Bond tie bar. So hopefully that'll bring you luck. And are you planning on auditioning for the role at all?
I was wearing a tie.
Are you? Any chance you'll audition for it?
It's one of those things where I think with Bond, it's hubristic to comment on it until one is invited.
I'm inviting you. Barbara Broccoli just texted me and said, invite Tom Hiddleston.
Did she really?
She didn't.
Look, this is good enough. I'll take the tie bar, man. Look, I'll even put it on my shirt.
All right, if this happens, you got to wear that in the movie at some point.
Pretending that there's a tie.
Mark, I just want to say thank you so much. You are a brilliant filmmaker. It looked so good on camera. I love the filmmaking sequences. You were an amazing Hank Williams, and thank you so much. Keep making great films, and thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Kevin. The movie
Kevin.
opens this Friday, April 1st, in Washington, D.C. One of the best actors, one of the best filmmakers working today. If you haven't seen Children of Men, check out Mark. Produce that film. It's a phenomenal movie as well. Back to you guys at the desk.
If you're going to invite Tom to be James Bond, you better invite Mark to direct James Bond.
Yes, Mark. There we go.
I wanted him to invite me to be James Bond.
I
There you go, Mark.
I like the way you think.
Thank you.
Oh, there we go.
What a treat.
Barbara
indeed.
Brockman calls me, then we'll
Yeah, there you
really
go.
going to be changing history.
Take over for Sam Mendes, man. Come on, you got it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Thanks.